Good. We're going to take a deep breath up. Good. Exhale. Bend your knees and soft fold. Good. Go ahead and unhinge for me. And roll those shoulders again. Am I the biggest thing you guys can see on your screen? Yes? Okay. That's what I thought. Good. Take another breath. And soft fold. And press up. And just open your arms here and really get the shoulders moving. And then we're going to add the arms in here. So just start to go all the way back and around. Good. Keep going. Good. And now let your hands clasp at the top. Good. Just a little lean back. Press the hips forward. And inhale. Exhale. Bring the hands to the tops of the thighs and sink your spine into standing cow. And then roll up into standing cat. And now just on your own, cat and cow. Take your breath with you. And bring the hands to the floor. Walk back to downward dog. And let's walk that downward dog one heel at a time. Bring yourself to plank. On your exhale, drop your knees. You should be in tabletop. Inhale. Exhale. Release your left arm and your right leg. Come back to tabletop. And right arm and left leg. Inhale back to tabletop. Left arm, right leg. Push the heel toward the back of the room. Back to tabletop. And right arm, left leg. And back to tabletop. Left arm, right leg. Back to tabletop. Right arm, left leg. Back to tabletop. One more each side. Left arm, right leg. Back to tabletop. Right arm, left leg. Back to tabletop. Good. Now you can lift all the way out into a plank if you would like, or you can just take it from your tabletop forward. And we're going to lower down chaturanga to up dog. Good. Keep this into cobra with the arms bent if you need to. You can even just do it on your elbows. Take a breath. Sit back, child's pose. And let's make our way back to downward dog. Good. Come forward with your left leg and just come up into a high lunge. Inhale, set the hands down, step back, push the heels down first, and then step forward with the right leg. High lunge. Hands to the floor, step back, downward dog. And then take a walk to the top of your mat. Try to walk all the way up without moving your fingertips. Inhale, standing extension. So reach that spine long, and then try to press the rib cage farther down the legs. Bend your knees, press through your feet, and unhinge. Take a deep breath up and come to heart center. Good. Inhale. This time, that little lean back, we're going to put our hands by our hips and push. So this is more about the hips pressing forward, opening up the front of your body than it is leaning backward. Good. Inhale back to mountain pose. And we're going to take a breath up with our left arm into leaning mountain. Good. Side stretch if you need a little more. Look up at your top hand. Come to heart center. Inhale. And we'll exhale the other way. Come to heart center. Inhale up. Hinge and fold. And walk back to downward dog. Press those heels down. Come forward into plank, shoulders out of the ears. Nice strong body here. Push through the fingertips, squeeze the legs, pull the belly up into your spine. Good. Drop your knees to the floor. And we're going to go right arm, left leg. And down. Left arm, right leg. And down. Pay attention to your spine here. You don't want to sway the back. Keep a neutral spine. And down. Think about when you reach that ending position right here. Your hand, your shoulder through the rib cage, your hip and your heel are the same height. Use your mind's eye. And switch. We're going left arm, right leg. And one more right arm, left leg. One more left arm, right leg. And back to tabletop. You have the choice here of coming forward in chaturanga or come all the way up into plank and chaturanga to up dog. And again, you know your options here in up dog. You can keep it bent in cobra. You can even be on your elbows, or you can lift those back legs. Good. Sit back, child's pose. This is a good spot to roll out the wrists if you need to. Good. Bring yourself back up to downward dog. Now we're going to step forward with the right leg. Come up to high lunge. Inhale, hands to the floor. Exhale, step back. And set the left leg forward. Up to high lunge. And back down. Step back. And again, trying to keep your hands where they are. Walk your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, standing extension. Exhale, let that fold come down for the back of your legs. Release. Press through your feet and unhinge. And we're coming all the way up with our prayer. Good job. Take a breath. Good. And now we're going to go over to warrior 3. So lift your right leg to the back of your mat, pull your core up. You can bring the hands into prayer if you need to. Try to square your hips and your shoulders off with the floor so we're not opening up. We are going to in just a minute. Your toes in the back are facing your mat, so not turning outward. Good. Now, no matter where your hands are, put your left hand on the floor. Try to keep your hand in front of your foot. Now, slowly open up your hip toward the side wall. Your toes will also go to the side wall. Now, here's an option. You can always just set your foot down and go here. Good. You've got a teacup attitude with your hand, so it's palms not on the floor. If you've got really good balance today, try to look up at that top hand. I do not today. Now don't move. We're going to go right to warrior 2 from here. So you've got to push through your top leg and come all the way back. And then we're in warrior 2. Now, if that didn't work out quite so well for you, that's okay. Just adjust. Good. Let's lift into sun warrior. Left hand up, right hand to the back of the leg. See if you can walk your left foot out a little bit. Feel that nice parallel hamstring to the floor. Straighten, and let's go over into triangle. Good. Turn toward the top of your mat and just keep that revolve going. Once you're in a lunge, take a breath and revolve. And let's step back to downward dog. Now set your feet about hip distance apart. Now take a breath. Come forward into plank. Now exhale, push back, pull your belly to your spine. Take your left hand and reach for your right leg. I'm looking out underneath my right arm. Legs stay straight. Now come back to plank. Inhale. Right arm to left leg. And inhale back to plank. Left arm to right. Inhale back to plank. Right to left. Inhale back to plank. Left to right. And back to plank. Right to left. Back to plank. Left to right. Back to plank. Right to left. One more each side. Good. And chaturanga to up dog. Good. Find your child's pose. Now come to your tabletop. Good. Now tuck your feet And we're going to go to a relaxed down dog. So your knees are not going to completely straighten. You're just going to lift your hips. Good. From here, try to put your elbows on the floor right behind your wrists and come back up. They may not touch. That's okay. Now we're going to add a little movement with this. So just listen. Come down and up with both arms. Now straighten your legs and push your left foot up. Back to your soft dog. Down and up with your arms. Straighten the right. Push the left heel down. Soften. Down with the arms. Left arm up. Soften. Down and up. Right arm. Soften. Down and up. Left. Soften. Down and up. Right. Hang in there. One more each side. You should be feeling this. Left arm up, or left leg up rather. Both down and right. Take a walk with me to the top of your mat. Inhale, standing extension. Ooh. Exhale and fold. Take a big breath up. Take your right arm behind your shoulders and stand tall here. Oh, that tricep is thanking you. Good. Come behind, roll your shoulders open. Inhale up. Take your left arm behind. So the other arm. And inhale. And open up. Ooh. Well, my triceps felt that, yeah? Bring your hands into prayer. Good. So set your mind. We've got the other side to do. So we start with our warrior three. So when you're ready, you're balancing on your left or your right leg rather. Hinge over. Again, try to square the shoulders and hips off with the floor, parallel, and point your left toes to the floor. Hands can be in prayer, full extension, out into airplane, whatever works for you. And now set your right hand down in teacup attitude. Try to put it out right in front of your foot, not behind your foot. And we open up. Reach and stretch with this. Into our half moon. Soften your right leg, and you're just tipping back and up into warrior two. Just do your best. Don't worry if you got to adjust. And now let's lift right arm up. Set your left hand on your back leg. Strong leg back there. If you can, walk this foot away a little bit. Make that deeper. And straighten. Over we go into triangle. Set your left hand down. Let your back heel rise and revolve your lunge here. Good. Step back to downward dog. Come into plank. Good, chaturanga to up dog. Good, and come up to tabletop. All right, so you can stay here with those elbows going down and up and just extend the back leg as we alternate, that's fine. Or join me as we tuck the feet, lift the hips, keep the knees bent. So you're pushing back. Good, drop both arms and go up with your right leg. Push the left heel down. Inhale, reset. Exhale, down and up with your arms. Inhale, exhale, left leg up, right heel down. Set it, down and up. Right leg up, left heel down. Set, down and up. Left leg up, right heel down. Set, down and up. Right leg up. Set, down and up. Left leg up. Good, and sit back into your child's pose. Whew. Good, let's take your downward dog for a walk to the top of your mat. And unhinge, rolling up into mountain pose. Take a deep breath up through the center. Take your left arm behind you. Inhale, bring the arms behind you. Inhale, take the right arm behind you. And arms go behind you again. Good job. Take a breath. Exhale, hinge and fold. Step back with your right leg. Come up to high lunge. Good. Now, you should have your back knee bent slightly. And of course, your front knee is bent. I want you to inhale and straighten your legs, squeezing everything. Now, exhale and sink and turn to your left. Notice my shoulders are staying over my hips. I'm not leaning forward. Now come back, push, straighten. Exhale and twist. We're going to go slow with this because we are challenging our balance at the same time. And lift, squeeze, turn, lift, squeeze, exhale and turn. And lift, squeeze, exhale and turn. Now put your hands on the floor and go ahead and drop your right knee. Push those hips forward into a kneeling lunge. Inhale. Take some time here to let this release right here. If you're struggling with your balance, take your front leg and just step a little wider with it. Now we're going to lean over to our left, directly over the hips. So we're not leaning forward to get our hand to the floor. If you can't get your hand to the floor, put your hand on your hip. Don't hang out in space. Good. From here, hands to the floor and just slide back here. Feel this not just in your leg, but in your lower back as well. Good. From here, come forward just to unhinge, and then take your left leg out, and it's right in line with your knees. Inhale up, and we're going to lean to the right or left again. I want you to keep your hand, your left hand, off of your knee. You can put it in front or beyond your knee or even on your hip, just not on your knee. Into this gate pose here. Think about the opening of your right hip here. Good. Now I just want you to spiral. Take your right hand to your right heel and push forward. Now, if you can't reach your heel, you can use the back of your thigh. And relax that. Good job. Bring your hands to tabletop. Good. And we're just going to come forward here into plank. Come to downward dog just for a breath. Lengthen the spine here, and then come back to plank. Chaturanga to up dog. And sit back in your child's pose. Good. Tuck. We're going to downward dog. Step forward with your left leg. Inhale with your right. Come to standing extension. Exhale and fold. From your fold, get your balance and step back with your left leg into your high lunge. Good. So right now, both knees are bent, pushing through your feet. Just lift that and squeeze. Now exhale and twist. Lift and squeeze. Don't rush. And twist. Lift and squeeze. And we twist. Lift, squeeze. And we twist. One more. Lift, squeeze, and twist. And put your hands on the floor, and again, drop your knee and make your way into your kneeling lunge on this side. The principal word there is your, right? Your kneeling lunge might not look like my kneeling lunge, and that is okay. Hips might be looser today or tighter today. Take a breath up. Again, if you need more balance, take this foot wider. And now we're going to lean to our right, push the left hip out. If you can reach the floor directly under your shoulder, great. Don't lean forward. Put your hand on your hip if you can't reach. Breathe. And slide back. Again, Pull this not just in your leg, but into your lower back. And come forward, come back to downward dog, to your plank. Back to downward dog again. And your plank. I forgot our gate pose. How terrible. Drop your knees. Come up, and you're going to take your right leg out to the side. There we go. Inhale up with your left, and you're exhaling over with your left. To your right, rather, but with your left side. Again, stay off of your knee. Good, now take a breath. Keep everything strong here, but rotate. See if you can reach your left heel. Good, and come up. Well, that feels better. Bring your knee down, and let's sit back in child's pose. And then just on your own, let's go to that up dog. Come forward, and then chaturanga to up dog. Tuck your feet, go back to downward dog, and take a walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, standing extension. Exhale and fold. Unhinge, come up to high lunge, come up to mountain pose. Now, we're getting ready to head to the floor. There's only one thing that we've only done where we've only done one set, and that's our X planks. So I purposely skipped them in the second salutation that we did when we did them in the first one, because we're going to work our way to the floor with those. All right, so take a breath and just come to heart center and just be thankful for what you've done so far today. Let's push just a little more. Inhale, exhale, hinge and fold. Walk back on your exhale to downward dog. Set your feet about hip distance apart. On your exhale, pull the core in, and let's drop into plank. Inhale. Exhale, right arm to left leg. Turn. Inhale back to plank. Left arm to right leg. Inhale back to plank. Right arm to left leg. Inhale back to plank. Left arm to right leg. Inhale back to plank. Right to left. Back to plank. Left to right. Back to plank. Right to left. Back to plank. Left to right. Back to plank. Just drop your knees. Good. I want you to just take your hands to the floor and then let your elbows come behind. Then drop your hips forward. And we're in a elbow plank here. You can stay in this elbow plank or lift that into a full plank. Just breathe here. And lower that down. Good job. All the way down. Extend your left arm. Reach back with your right hand. Find your right foot. And you're just pushing your hip down. Feeling that stretch in the front of your right leg. Slowly release that. And then we'll exchange sides here. Reach back. Push your left hip down. Keep the shoulder open behind you. And release. Good. Bring your hands by your heart. Press up through cobra or up dog. Tuck your feet. Go to downward dog. Take a walk with this if you want to. Inhale and lift your right leg into three-leg dog. Exhale, bring that right leg forward for pigeon. Good. Trying to square the hips and shoulders off with the mat once again. Flex your bottom foot. Your back foot is flat to the floor, keeping the spine long here. So even if we come down into a fold, we're not going to, kind of round ourselves. Once you get to the bottom of where you're going, then you can just add that little head tuck. But there's no tension in the neck. Remember, this is an active pose, so you can move around if you need to. Adjust if you need to. Good. Walk yourself up and just take yourself back to downward dog. Take a little walk there if you need to. When you're ready, lift your left leg into three-leg dog. Inhale. And let's bring that left leg under us for pigeon. Again, try to square off the hips and the shoulders parallel to the mat. Flex your bottom foot to protect your knee. Top of the foot in the back is down. Long spine here. And bring yourself up. And from here, just swing your legs around. And let's take our feet into bound pose. Good. Sit up tall here. Let your knees drop. Good. Bring your legs up. I just want you to grab your right leg. We're going to roll down. Good. Now push your left leg straight up to the ceiling. And now drop it to the floor. Good. Pressing it toward the floor as you pull that right leg in. Good. Release your right leg. Give your left leg a hug and push your right leg straight up to the ceiling. And now we'll slowly drop it straight down. And inhale, bring your knees above your hips. Take a little rock back and forth if you'd like. Good. Decide which side you're going to go to first. And once you decide that, I want you to inhale all the way over, shoulders and everything, over to one side. Take a breath. And then exhale with the upper body opening and looking in the opposite direction. Roll yourself back to the center and take a breath. When you're ready, roll all the way to the other side and find a big inhale. And then exhale, looking in the opposite direction. Now bring yourself back to center. Take some deep breaths here. Let each one out like a sigh. On this last one, let your feet drop. You can let your knees come together if you'd like to rest pose here, or start there, or just go ahead and go out into corpse pose. Put your hands wherever they are comfortable. They can be on your belly. They can be on the floor. But really just give yourself this time to relax into your pose here. Close your eyes. Allow your jaw to relax. Feel your shoulders sinking into the floor. Let your eyes become heavy. Welcome that feeling of heaviness in your arms and legs. Relax the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. Just welcome this stillness. Just begin to feel your body in contact with the floor. And of course, you're always invited to just stay right where you are. If not, go ahead and just take some deep breaths. And when you're ready, roll to one side and join me seated. And once you're seated, just find your posture here. Relax your hands on your legs, roll your shoulders. Find your breath, inhaling on the way up, exhaling on the way down. And then find an exhale where you can drop your ear to one side as the shoulders roll back and down. Come back up and roll, and then go the other way. And come back up and roll. Take your hands to the outside. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now inhale up. Keep your hands together and just drop your elbows behind you. Sit up tall. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale to heart center. Namaste. God bless you. Happy Monday. Great job.
Thanks, Kelly.